Hi, welcome to my channel. This is just going to be a really quick video showing you guys how I close off my U-part wig and actually lay my tracks really flat so you don't see any type of bulkiness at the top of the wig, or actually even around the wig, because what I do is I do the fold over method. When I sew down my tracks, when I get towards the end, I fold it backwards and then sew that fold down and then just keep going around and around. So I actually have installed my Rapunzel hair shop hair. This is Brazilian body wave. I got like a 14, 16 and an 18 inch that they sent me. So this is, I'm basically almost finished with the wig. I've installed all of the 18, all of the 16, and most of the 14. And as you can see, when I do the fold over method, I also curve my tracks as well. So when you do pull the hair back, you really don't see the tracks. So once I get done, I'm actually going to cut off the excess cap. And I'm just using a basic spandex cap, for a women's spandex cap. I think that's what it's called, because I wasn't able to go ahead and get my dome cap. So as you can see, I went ahead and drew where my closure, my lace closure is going to be. I measured it. I put the spandex cap on my head and I measured where exactly I wanted my lace closure to fall. So what I'm doing is actually taking my Rapunzel hair and starting from the end, I'm just basically sewing all the way towards where the line is at, and I just used I think it was like an eyeliner. Yeah, eyeliner pencil to draw the closure. So the closure that I am going to be using is, I don't know if you guys have seen my my latest video. It is the Zury lace closure. I got it from my local beauty supply store for $19.99. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check out that video. I really like this closure. It's really inexpensive. It's a small lace closure, but I think it gets the job done. So I also don't sew down my lace closures or glue them down anymore. I actually sew down a headband or elastic band, and you can see that in my Zury lace closure video as well. So I just want to show you guys how I go ahead and lay down my tracks really flat, as well as close off my U-part wig. So what I've already done, I've already cut a piece of my track, so because I want to go ahead and sew this down, because this actually helps when you're closing off your wig. You want to make sure that when you are closing off your wigs, you have enough hair left to cover where the lace closure will lay. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this down, and then after I sew it down, I'm just going to fill in the gap, because that's the best way to make sure that you don't have a lot of space left over in your wig. And I do this all the time. I either, if I'm going to sew down my lace closure, I'll go ahead and sew the lace closure down, then fill in the rest of the wig with my tracks. But since I'm not going to be sewing down my tracks, of course, sewing down my lace closure, I'm just going to sew down a piece of track that I cut off from my 14-inch hair.
Hey, 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 what's up? What's happening with you, shawty? Damn. Hey.
She knows that she's got it, yeah. I've never seen anything that mean. She works it, cause she's got it. I'm telling you, little mama's the truth. Oh, that girl is the truth. Oh, cause she's the truth. Oh, hey, her body's so insane.
She the opposite of a lie. Lil' mama is the truth. Hair done.
That I cut off where my lace closure is going to be at. So this is the track that I brought from over here to around to here. So I just sewed the track down to as close as to the piece of track as possible. So that's as close as I'm going. Well, actually maybe one more. I'm going to go ahead and sew it down one more time. Because what you want to do, you want to make sure that it gets close to either your lace closure, your U-part line, or your piece of track as possible. So as you can see, this is as close as I'm going to sew it down. Okay? And then the fold over method is really simple. All you need to do is take that track and then fold it over just like that. You want to hold it down so when you do start sewing down again, that piece of track is going to lay really flat. So hopefully you can see it. I'll show it one more time. So this is the piece of track right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to fold it over. So just like this, and then fold it down like that. And you're going to hold it down. So I'm holding it down with my thumb. And I'm going to take my needle and thread. And I'm going to go through the top of the track. Not both of the tracks, but the top of the track. And then I'm going to pull it through. And you want to go over this side a couple of times, because you want to make sure that that fold lays down as flat as possible. You don't want to have it fold over and then it's kind of bulky, because you will see it once you install your wig. So that's how it is, the fold. And I'm probably going to sew it down just a couple of more times to make sure that it's down as much as possible. And then you just continue on with sewing down the rest of the track on your wig. So like I said, the fold over method is really easy. I mean, it cuts out a lot of time for you cutting track for track, you know, measuring the track and then sewing it down. Well, actually, I mean, measuring the track and then cutting it and then sewing it down. The fold over method is so easy. And then it's like when you do decide not to use, you know, that wig cap anymore that you installed your wig on, you can just basically take off or unravel all the thread. And you still have all your tracks, you know, and you don't have to, like, you know, have different pieces of tracks. It's just unravel it, and then you still have that long length that your weave came as when you first bought it. So I'm going to continue to go ahead and fill this in. I'll come back to you guys once I get real close. Okay, so I am done the top sewing down all the tracks, and this is how it looks after I close it off. All I did was just sew the tracks back and forth, you know, folded it down every time I got to the end, and I did it as close as to that. This is that one little piece of track that I sewed across the line of where my U part is going to be at. And you just want to make sure that you're sewing as close as you can to either your U part, your track that you're going to lay your U part your lace closure at, or if you're going to sew down your closure, you want to sew it down to as close as possible. So this is how it looks, and this is that piece of track that I sewed down. So all I'm going to do is actually pull it back, and that's how it looks. And this is, you can either, if you're going to do a U part, you can either cut this out and then, you know, pull out your natural hair. Or, you know, if you're going to sew down the closure, you can actually sew down the closure right here. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which I told you guys, I don't sew my track. I don't sew my lace closure down anymore. I just put on my U part, sew my U part down, and then I lay this on top. And this is how it's going to look. So that's how it's going to be once I lay my my lace closure down. And then I'm gonna actually cut all the excess wig or excess cap off. So that's how it's going to be, you guys. So if you are interested in seeing how this wig is going to look after I cut off the excess cap as well as sew it down to my head, definitely stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be me installing as well as curling my Rapunzel hair shop wig. Thanks for watching, you guys.